Forecast straight ahead.
Now, the news with Katrina Smith.
Welcome and good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. It is August 16th. I'm Katrina Smith, and while we're seeing sunny skies here in central New York, a major development for Hurricane Erin overnight out at sea. Meteorologist James DeFazio is in the Weather Center tracking our forecast here at home and also what's happening out at sea and how it could impact us at some point here in the U.S.
Keeping a very close eye on it. It went from a Category 1 hurricane to a Category 4 hurricane very, very quickly, and it rapidly intensified overnight last night. But fortunately, it's not going to be affecting our weather anytime soon. For this weekend, we're tracking primarily dry weather. It's going to be a primarily beautiful weekend. A couple of isolated showers today. Can't say it's going to be entirely dry, but mostly dry. A little bit more of a widespread, quick, brief shower. A scattered round of showers works through on Sunday afternoon. We're going to time those out coming up in full weather. It's a beautiful start to the day in downtown Utica with mostly sunny skies. I should say partly to mostly sunny skies. There are a few clouds out there. Cloudy in Rome right now, 73 degrees. The big story of the morning, our dew points have risen steadily overnight. Humidity has made its return. We're going to continue to see humid conditions through the weekend. I have this on a 4-hour-long loop. We typically show you a 1-hour loop. Katrina, I don't know if you noticed this morning that your car was wet. I noticed when I walked outside this morning, a rogue shower rolled through central New York last night between 6 and 7 a.m. A little bit of an unexpected surprise for me to wake up and see some rain. I did not expect that to happen that early in the morning. Today we steadily rise up, highs in the upper 80s. Again, showers are few and far between. Coming up, we're going to take a more detailed look at our rainfall chances. But in the meantime, take a look at just how much this hurricane has intensified. Katrina?
Thank you so much, James. And as James gets to that, this is how the beaches in the north of Puerto Rico looked on Friday. That was before Hurricane Erin strengthened overnight. Erin will pass hundreds of miles north of Puerto Rico. It is the first hurricane of the 2025 season. Again, as James said, it went from a Category 1 to a Category 4 in just a matter of 12 hours. The hurricane is expected to pass Puerto Rico, the Bahamas as well. The National Hurricane Center issued tropical storm watches for the Caribbean islands. President Trump is back in Washington.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Saturday morning. It was a beautiful start to the weekend with a beautiful Friday evening. It was warm, it was sunny, it wasn't overly humid, and most of those conditions are going to continue into the weekend. A relatively pleasant weather weekend, but the humidity has returned and we have a few chances for rainfall. Take a look at downtown Utica where things have dried out. We did see a shower between 6 and 7 a.m. A rogue shower rolled through, moved through very, very quickly, moved out of Utica very quickly. And those are the types of showers that we could see during the middle portions of the day today. Short-lived, pop-up, very, very isolated storms. Humidity has made its return overnight last night, and it's here for the entirety of the weekend. Dew points are back into the 60s. It's a mostly dry weekend. We are tracking the chance for a few weak thunderstorms each of the next 2 afternoons, both this afternoon as well as Sunday afternoon. Today, more isolated. Tomorrow, more so scattered. Widespread rainfall possible next week. We're tracking the chances for the first widespread rainfall in a very, very long time for the middle portion of next week. 73 degrees with cloudy skies up in Rome. Dew points, yes, up to 60 degrees with muggy conditions, and that continues today. We're going to see this dew point continue to rise as the temperature rises. As we head into the afternoon hours, dew points will be in the mid to upper 60s. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar is now quiet. A couple of sprinkles in eastern Otsego County. Other than that, it's going to be quiet. Showers are going to be few and far between today, which are depicted quite well on SkyCast, which we'll show you in just a moment. Again, these dew points stay high today in the 60s, much, much more humid than yesterday. We're not going to be seeing these 40s until Monday, the 40-degree dew points that we saw yesterday. Taking a look at Hurricane Erin, she has exploded overnight from a Category 1 all the way up to a Category 4 storm. The most recent update showing a 145-mile-per-hour sustained wind. Erin is still forecast to avoid land, which is unbelievable. This is forecast to go north of the Caribbean islands and currently forecast to go both east of the United States but also west of Bermuda. That would be the perfect track, and everyone would avoid a landfall. A couple of stray showers primarily across the Mohawk Valley and points southward during the middle portions of the day today before drier weather settles in. Drier weather continues overnight. So we head into Sunday afternoon. A cold front works across the region. A quick round of showers during the early evening hours tomorrow night. But again, more of us see more dry weather than wet weather. That fortunately begins to change as we head into next week. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, big changes as we head into the middle of next week. A couple of pop-up showers is going to be a more dry than wet weekend, and we're tracking a partly sunny, beautiful start to the week. Cooler weather in the wake of the cold front with temperatures back into the 70s. However, the big change arrives Tuesday afternoon and evening. We're tracking finally the chance for widespread rainfall Tuesday night into Wednesday and through Wednesday. At this time, it's too early to predict exact amounts, but I do think it's favorable that all of us at least see some rain. For the first time, we can say the entirety of central New York is favorable to see rain. And I brought this up because the annual Tunnel to Towers 5K is tomorrow, and I found this incredibly impressive. It is D.
Wow. Yeah. I figured it was going to be on the heavier
I'm going to give.
end.
I didn't let you guess this because I want you to guess something else.
What?
If it's 45 now, how much do you think it weighed on 9/11?
Well, gee, more?
Between 60 and 70 pounds.
Wow.
So they climbed 110 stairs weighing 60 to 70, carrying 60 to 70 pounds of weight, which is why
Absolutely amazing.
they continue to do this honor for these incredible heroes.
The Tunnel to Towers run again is happening tomorrow, and it's an incredible story. It's an incredible journey, and it's an incredible walk and run to participate in. And you can find the details on our website, WKTV.com. Happening today. Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us for another half hour of News Channel 2 Weekend Today. I'm Katrina Smith. We'll get you right over to the Weather Center with meteorologist James DeFazio. It's dry for most of us today, but there's one little pocket that might see rain.
We're seeing, a couple of isolated showers today, which some of us are actually welcoming. We're still tracking areas of drought. We're not officially in a drought in Oneida County, but many of us are seeing drought-like conditions. Very, very brown, crunchy lawns. It has still been very abnormally dry across central Oneida County. So any rain would be beneficial. It is going to be few and far between, unfortunately, this weekend. That does change as we head into next week. We start the day mostly sunny in downtown Utica. A shower did roll through during the early morning hours between 6 and 7 a.m. 73 degrees with cloudy skies, much more humid conditions today. Muggy conditions persist for the remainder of the weekend. This is a 4-hour loop showing this round of showers that developed and worked through southern Oneida County between 6 and 7 a.m. this morning. You may wake up to a few raindrops on your vehicle, but it really didn't rain all that much. We do warm up into the upper 80s today, and it is more dry than wet. A couple of isolated showers, primarily south of the Thruway. We're going to break those down coming right up, as well as a further look at additional rainfall chances. Katrina?
Thank you so much, James. Taking a look at your weekend.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Saturday morning. After a beautiful start to the weekend with a very pleasant Friday evening, we're tracking more pleasant weather today with some higher levels of humidity and a few isolated showers. Take a look at downtown Utica, where this is going to be the look of the majority of the day today. We're going to see some short-lived showers at times during the mid-afternoon, although most of us are going to see dry, mostly sunny weather for the majority of the day today. Temperatures already up to 73 degrees, dry conditions in downtown Utica. Unfortunately, humidity has returned after a very, very refreshing air mass was in place yesterday. Dew points have steadily risen overnight tonight. It's going to be mostly dry this weekend, but we're tracking a few weak thunderstorms both each this afternoon as well as Sunday afternoon. And then we're tracking the chance for some widespread rainfall by the time we get into the midweek next week. I'm really becoming more and more confident that by Tuesday evening into Wednesday, we all see some widespread rain. It's just a matter of how much. Taking a look at current conditions, 73 degrees with a little bit cloudier conditions up in Rome. And yes, the dew point has continued to climb. Conditions have turned muggy. And unfortunately, they're going to stay muggy through the weekend. We continue to see muggy conditions. Dew points this afternoon continue to climb into the mid to upper 60s. Dry weather right now on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. You can see a couple of light sprinkles across the southern tier. These are the type of showers we're going to be tracking today, and these are the location that they're most likely to develop. We're expecting them to be primarily south of the Thruway corridor. Dew points, again, rising into the 60s this afternoon, or into the mid 60s this afternoon. They do so again on Sunday afternoon. Dew points back up into the mid to upper 60s. Much more humid air than what we experienced yesterday. Hurricane Erin exploded overnight. Rapid intensification all the way from a Category 1 to a Category 4. Fortunately, somehow, some way, she is still forecast to completely avoid a landfall. She's going to continue to track west-northwest, track north of the Caribbean islands, north of Puerto Rico, currently forecast to avoid the Bahamas, as well as stay west of Bermuda, but also stay east of the United States. That is fantastic news for the southeast. We are still going to have to monitor extreme rip currents across the eastern seaboard this week. Taking a look at Skycast today, again, a couple of rogue showers across the southern tier, but most of us see dry weather today. We're all dry as we head into the evening hours. 7 to 8 p.m., drier air builds in, and drier air settles in for the overnight. Sunday morning begins dry. The first half of the day completely dry. Showers begin to work into the region during the beginning of the afternoon. From 2 to 4 p.m., the front crosses central New York. A couple of light rain showers, but nothing widespread yet. However, I believe that changes. I think we can finally use the W word, the widespread word, by the time we get to the middle of next week. After a couple of isolated chances for rainfall this weekend and a beautiful start to the week on Monday, I think I can finally say that Tuesday evening into Wednesday, we're looking at a shot for widespread rainfall. It's a matter of how much rain we're going to get. We can't exactly forecast exact amounts this far out yet, but I do expect all of us to at least receive some beneficial rainfall. And Katrina, your story got me.
I love it when one of my news stories gets you thinking about trivia and weather.
Yeah, so I literally just...
Yeah, A.
A?
Yeah.
So...
Wow. Okay.
You
the
just
bodies
said
of water.
Where you just said Sullivan's just north of of Chittenango. Mm-hmm. They're just east of Green Lakes.
Okay.
They're just south of Oneida Lake.
Okay.
Chittenango Falls South. Chittenango Falls South State Park is just to their south.
So all of this water.
And they have the canal right there as well. So there's a lot of standing bodies of water, despite the fact they're in an unfortunate location.
And it's always a hot spot there. I feel like every year there's some
Yep.
spraying that needs to happen.
Makes sense.
All right, thanks so much, James. Coming up, a couple.
Forecast tonight at 6, meteorologist James DeFazio.
Yes.
We are nearing, I was
just
talking with
changed
Chief
this
Meteorologist
graphic.
Bill Curtis about this.
I just
I believe he
changed
said
this graphic.
15. 15 was the record.
Yes, and we just hit 11.
So we're getting
it's
close.
very impressive.
We're getting close.
Griffiths hit it yet again. It's really, really impressive. It's our 11th 90-degree day this summer. We only average 5, so we're 6 above. The really impressive thing to me is the amount of times we've come up just short. There are probably 10 to 12 times where the high has landed on 88 to 89 degrees. Mostly sunny skies continue this evening. Temperatures slowly decrease, but we continue to see hot, humid conditions for several more hours. 89 degrees with mostly sunny skies in Rome. Warmer dew points today, higher levels of humidity, not overly humid. We're not into tropical levels of humidity, but a noticeable uptick in humidity in comparison to last night. A look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We had a couple of showers roll through the southern counties earlier this afternoon, but drier weather has since settled in, and we're going to continue to see dry conditions until tomorrow afternoon. This evening, we're tracking a beautiful night, sunny skies with temperatures between 75 to 80 degrees. Coming up, we're going to take a look at upcoming rainfall chances, as well as what to expect for the remainder of the weekend. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. The 3rd annual Utica Royalties Town
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Saturday evening. It was a primarily pleasant day across central New York with mostly sunny skies, very warm temperatures. We reached 90 degrees yet again at Griffiths and Rome. We're continuing to track the chance for a couple chances for rainfall throughout the remainder of the weekend. Although, as you saw today, they are few and far between. A couple showers rolled through Madison County, and that was about it. The rest of us have seen dry weather. 89 degrees with mostly sunny skies in downtown Utica. We're tracking yet again tomorrow with the passage of a cold front, the chance for a few scattered showers and very weak thunderstorms during Sunday afternoon. We're tracking the chance for widespread rainfall possible next week. It's not definite, but the chance finally is there yet again. And Hurricane Erin remains forecast to entirely avoid land and not affect our weather directly. Current conditions, 89 degrees with mostly sunny skies in Rome. Still a not overly high dew point. We're not into the mid-60s per se, but it's noticeably more muggy than yesterday. And we're going to continue to see humid conditions for the remainder of the weekend. The dew point will be into the 60s on Sunday. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing that things have dried out. Those showers rolled through earlier this afternoon, and they are well off to the south and east. Drier air will settle in for the remainder of the evening and for the beginning of your Sunday. If you couldn't tell off the Cabby Tower Cam, we're dealing with a little bit of wildfire smoke yet again. There is a noticeable haze in the sky. Fortunately, it is not overly thick. It's not at an unhealthy level, but as you could tell off the Cabby Tower Cam, it is noticeable, and it's going to be noticeable through tomorrow morning. Fortunately, as that front moves through tomorrow, it pushes that smoke with it, and by Monday morning, we're back over to perfect conditions. Air quality this evening, not unhealthy, but at the moderate levels. Again, noticeable, but not unhealthy, but not perfect either. Definitely a noticeable haze on that tower cam. The latest on path, Hurricane Erin. She actually reached Category 5 status earlier today. Still forecast to entirely avoid land. Current impacts look to be very bad rip currents along the eastern seaboard. Dry weather continues this evening, and it continues into tomorrow morning. Those showers work through during the early afternoon, but most of us see dry weather. Most of us see dry weather tomorrow. A few of us are lucky enough to get a couple of showers. Our best chance for rainfall comes as we head into the middle portions of next week. A look at the 7-day forecast, a fully dry and cooler day as we settle in on Monday. Partly sunny skies with cooler weather. We're tracking the chance for widespread showers on Wednesday for the first time in some time. Some much needed beneficial rainfall looking likely on Wednesday. Drier weather settles in for the remainder of the week.
Forecast tonight at 11, meteorologist James DeFazio in the Weather Center. And my goodness, the big story of the day that we're watching, of course, not really affecting our weather yet, or at all for that matter, but rapid intensification of Hurricane Erin.
I mean, warrants being talked about because it's history. It's historical. It's going to go down as, if not the fastest to rapidly intensify within the Atlantic Basin, it will be one of. It went from a Category 1 while I was on television at 11 a.m. last night to when I came in to record the cut-in today. We were up to a Category 5. I haven't seen a system go from a 1 to a 5 in a 12-hour period really ever within the Atlantic Ocean. It's incredibly impressive. This is currently undergoing an eyewall replacement cycle. It will continue to hold its strength as a major hurricane for several miles. Fortunately, this continues to be forecast to evade land. We're really just going to be seeing very bad rip tides along the eastern seaboard. Dry weather tonight in downtown Utica with primarily clear skies, and we're going to continue to see dry weather through the first half of the day tomorrow. 70 degrees with clear skies up in Rome. The dew point has finally climbed back up into the 60s. We're into humid conditions, much more humid weather than we've seen earlier this week before we started this weekend. It's slowly upticked in humidity as the weekends progressed. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and again, that is going to continue at least through the first portion of tomorrow. While the day does look primarily dry, we are tracking a few isolated showers, and coming up, we'll break that right down for you. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. The annual Polish Days in Utica Festival.
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Saturday evening. We continue to track a primarily pleasant weekend. We're tracking the chance for a few isolated showers. We saw a couple today, but they were very few and far between, and that's going to be a similar story again tomorrow. Downtown Utica right now, mostly clear skies, temperatures hanging on to 70 degrees. Lows tonight aren't going to drop too much. We're going to be warmer than the last couple of nights. Lows tonight in the low to mid 60s. Let's take a look at what we're tracking. Again, a few scattered showers and even possibly a weak thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. But again, few and far between, more of us see dry weather than wet weather. Widespread rainfall is possible midweek. For the first time in many, many weeks, I can say that this is a true possibility that we get a soaking rainfall on Wednesday. I would say it's nearing probable at this point. And Hurricane Aaron's forecast, as we mentioned earlier today, continues to be avoiding land, and that is really fortunate. The one area that needs to continue to keep an eye on Aaron would be Bermuda. 70 degrees with clear skies up in Rome, and yes, that dew point has climbed back up into the low 60s. We have humid conditions, and we're going to continue to see humid conditions for the remainder of the weekend. Fortunately, this front will lower humidity. Monday, we're going to see much lower levels of humidity. Dry weather continues on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar through the night tonight and through the morning hours tomorrow. Again, a look at the around the state dew points. Much more humid air has worked its way into central New York. We were in the low 50s at this time yesterday. We're in the low 60s this time tonight. Yes, there's a noticeable haze in the atmosphere, but fortunately we have a cold front working through tomorrow, and the levels of air quality, which aren't even unhealthy, are going to return to perfect levels. Earlier tonight we had moderate levels of air quality. There was a noticeable haze if you looked in the distance, but it wasn't unhealthy. We will notice that that completely erases itself by Monday morning. We're still continuing to track a favorability for below average temperatures for the week of August 24th through August 31st. A bit of a pattern change on the way for the Northeast with slightly cooler temperatures. These cooler temperatures are not in association with that, which occurs next week, but we do expect a little bit of a cool down in the middle portions of this week, low to mid 70s, while we're tracking those chances for rainfall. Tonight, dry weather continues. We see that front begin to approach tomorrow morning. Showers develop during the afternoon hours. However, they're few and far between. They're not widespread as this front moves through. Not all of us see rain. Some of us stay completely dry, and drier weather continues into the overnight and into Monday. We have a full dry day again on Monday. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, yes, I'm really hanging my hat on our chance for rainfall being Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday. I really believe this is going to be our best shot and a true shot at a widespread substantial rainfall. Drier weather works in for the